we've got audio straight from the media availability of Trailblazers' new acquisition, wing Deni Avdija, being introduced at the Trailblazers practice facility just a little bit ago. Obviously, I'm not there because I'm here. Otherwise, I would be there. Yes, I tried to get the Trailblazers to move the time around me. They were not willing to do so.
God. Danny with the wait. Do you know who I am?
No, it was more of a, oh, come on. Can't we do it a little earlier?
Let's go. Just
trust me. I've been successful in that endeavor in the past.
all right.
I did that with a couple of the workouts. I was like, come on.
Just like Ann Edwards said, shoot your shot.
Yeah.
Shoot your shot. Let's go.
Sometimes you win, sometimes you lose. It's how it goes. He looked at me and he said, 2:00. And I went, all right. But to be fair, Deni was coming back from Tel Aviv.
Oh, that's a short trip.
Yeah, I think it's like a 16-hour flight. He was in L.A., I think, as of yesterday or the day before, but you need a couple days to
that's not a
catch that one up. But we've got a couple clips from Deni's availability, including what he kind of brings to the Portland Trailblazers.
Maturity, understanding my capabilities and skill, and just confidence and belief. I think the organization, the coach, especially in the second half of the season, really helped me make that jump.
The thing about Deni is he's made improvements literally every year. And one of the things that I've heard from not only this current Blazers front office, but from evaluators around the league and talking and asking about Deni is that he's an insane worker. I think most people think that most people in the NBA or professional sports are like all like that. They're all built like that. They're not. Like the craziest worker on the Trailblazers is not Shaden. It's not Scoot. It's not Ant. It's not DA. It's not none of those guys. It's Ryan Repair. He is the guy that logs more hours, more shots than anyone. I was talking to somebody the other day. Like he goes, "Yeah, I get here really early in the morning, and he's already been here for an hour working out." Like. He's a lunatic, and Deni is another one of those guys that's kind of like that. As I've been told, is he's a guy who works and works and works and puts in real time and real development into his craft. So there's levels to this. I'm not saying the other guys don't work. Don't think that at all. That's just something that's I've heard about Deni and Roops as guys that just are maniacal in their work ethic.
And that's something that he made an astronomical leap in his shooting percentage, especially from three.
Yeah.
He was around
20. 37.
He went from like 29% career because 32 was the prior year. Yeah. 22, 23, then 23, 24. He goes up to 37%. And it has been a steady increase with him at every step of the way.
Yeah. Shooting, rebounding, playmaking, everything. Everything has gotten better. And when he got post All-Star break, when they kind of let the reins off of him and had him basically, he was running the team for the Wizards down the stretch, and he just showed like he can do so much more. But he was asked about the shooting and whether or not how the shooting can continue to grow and whether or not it's here to stay.
I haven't changed. I feel like I really worked on the mental side of shooting and really understand that I am a good shooter, and I really worked a whole summer focusing on the shot and making sure I was confident about it, and that's it. I'm not overthinking anything anymore.
That's a big thing, the confidence level in your jump shot, the ability to just take it without thinking about what you're doing. I need to keep I need to get my hand off the top of the ball. I need to take my guide hand away. I need to make sure I really follow through. Like those are the things that you do when you're building it up and breaking it down. But when you've actually progressed beyond that, it just needs to be, I need to get this thing out.
Yeah, catch and shoot.
Yeah.
It's not thinking when you're shooting. And that's
Trusting
part of confidence. And that comes with minutes too. And everybody's like, yeah. Well, he wasn't a poor shooter until this last year. Well, this past year was the only time he's ever played 30 minutes a game.
Yes. And when you see percentages go up, when the minutes go up, that's when the eyebrow goes up of like, oh, maybe there's something there. Because when the increased usage goes up, but you don't see efficiency drops, you don't see wear and tear, you don't see the things, the negatives that come along with that. Those are the signs of being a guy who's got that development arc that can continue to kind of go up. So as it pertains to Deni, again, he's a guy that I really like. And I liked coming out, and I'm stunned they were able to get him off a Wizards team that's rebuilding. Doesn't make any sense. We have two other clips. One of them was about how he fits into a rebuilding team. Yeah.
First of all, I understand that in the NBA, patience is a big part. I've seen teams that were not good and now they're top of the league. So I really believe this group can be there. And also, I was making sure that having kind of like all the losing stuff won't get into me so much. Like, come every day, even though you're not in a really good spot in terms of like seeds, but just come in, don't look at the record, just come and play as hard as you can and compete to win. For me, every win last year, even though we didn't win as much, was big time. Big time for our group, big time for me. And I'm trying to continue this culture here as well.
And that's the thing is, look, you can say what you want about Portland and how they're rebuilding and how the losing sucks. They haven't lost like Washington has in the entirety of their franchise.
There is a lot that he said right there that I think is why you bring in a guy like Deni Avdija, and you want to see that growth because, look, his contract is more than reasonable.
It's insane
for this franchise and where it's at. De-escalating.
Yes.
It goes down in value as the cap goes up in value.
Let's see what Jonathan Kuminga gets when he gets his new deal.
So you've got him, and what he just said is, I think, is poignant when people are talking about the guy we talked about earlier, right? Brandon Ingram.
Mm-hmm.
And who's in the final year of a deal, wants to get a supermax deal, Ingram does. And he's going to do everything he can to try and prove that he is worthy of that deal before next offseason. And on a rebuilding team, you can't have that mentality because he just talked about it. It's about growth, it's about competing, and it's about going out and trying to win every game possible. Not, hey, I want to pad my stat sheet and see where we are at the end of the night. Doesn't matter, win, lose, or draw. The Blazers are not going to be good.
No, intentionally so.
There is the next step is actually to see with our own eyes development of young talent, whether it is Deni or Scoot and Ryan Repair and Toumani Camara, and like the list is very long.
Yes.
This roster is very young.
Cooper Flag.
In the next year, Cooper Flag, absolutely. But it's not about wins this year, and having somebody who is wired that way and willing to go through that, that is probably one of the more important pieces, is that maniacal work ethic that you were talking about. Those guys are able to compartmentalize the losing in the progress of how you are getting better and how you're improving in the long run, and not where you're at the beginning of the year, where you're at the end of the year, which still is not going to be a lot of wins.
And a big part of that is, making sure that you're keeping your mind and your body right. And Deni talked about how he stayed ready physically. Definitely.
I'm every day in the gym, weight room, treatment room, trying to get my body right. It's really important for me. I want to be there for the team in every game possible. Bring my competitiveness, bring my joy to the game, and I feel like doing all the extra stuff around it really helps me do it, and that's my goal: play as many games as possible. I did 82 one year, and I'm gonna try to do it again.
So outside of the COVID year, he has played 82, 76, and 75 games.
That's pretty good. Pretty good.
If you're getting 75 plus out of guys in the NBA,
best ability is availability. I mean, Bronny's 1 for 2 in the summer league.
Yeah, already getting DNP rest for a swollen knee.
Yeah. No,
it's a tough scene.
You don't want to go down that road too early.
You know? It's nice having Avdija in the building. When the trade is made, 2 weeks ago.
A+, fantastic interview out the gate though from Avdija. Nothing, no red flags.
Saying all the right things. I think people are going to love him. I genuinely think Portland is going to go crazy for him. I hope we do when they see him play. The way fans here have loved Rudy Fernandez, who kind of different players, but played with kind of a reckless abandon, and also a large portion of the population found him very attractive. I think that's going to happen with Deni too.
He's a handsome man.
He's a handsome man.
He's a handsome devil. Let's just hope he doesn't enter the dunk contest and get screwed.
Yeah, or Ariza's kid won't be in the league yet. Trevor Ariza's got a kid who'll be in the NBA. Well, maybe in 4 years he'll be able to undercut Deni and ruin his back.
Oh my gosh.
Deep cut there.
That is a deep cut. Trevor Ariza did do that to Rudy Fernandez.
And it ruined his back. And basically, it was the reason why Rudy ended up back in Spain.
Gosh, that sucks. Well, hey, times are good for Rudy. He's playing in the Olympics again.
6-time Olympiad joining Diana Taurasi. It's the only ones.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
The only Hoopers to do that?
Yep. And Diana probably shouldn't be on the team this year.
That's very true. Well, should Rudy in Spain?
Actually, yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah, he's still
Well,
got it.
I'm just asking the questions.
I watched Spain play the Bahamas over the weekend.
Of course you did.
Is he still a ways off from Oscar Schmidt's record 18 Olympics?
What?
The Brazilian guy.
Yeah.
Say what? I don't know
kidding.
who this is.
You've never heard of Oscar Schmidt?
No. Who's Oscar Schmidt?
Like
John Jacob
he
Jingleheimer Schmidt's brother.
Oscar
God dang it, I
Schmidt.
fumbled it.
Like he was the first biggest like international Olympic
yep,
superstar.
I got him now. Basketball guy. Yeah, now I'm seeing it. Yep. Sorry, I didn't get your Oscar Schmidt
deep cut
reference there. Look, I got Trevor Ariza, Rudy Fernandez. It's asking a lot for the Brazilian basketball player who is now 66 years old. In his final Olympic Games, oh boy, wow. He played a really long time.
Yeah.
How many Olympics did he play in?
I'm looking for it right now. All they have is the medals.
Mm.
Yeah. I'll have to get back to you on that.